and maybe just kind of slow things down on the defensive half. But I'm intrigued nonetheless. Again, it's always difficult to come in to call predictions on something like this when there's so little data, right?
Yeah.
Again, some of the wins that Guild have had, or some of the losses that Guild have had as well, you could say to both. It's against kind of middling teams, right, in terms of performance.
Okay, for me, as much as Guild have been the more interesting storyline until this point, suddenly my attention switches to first time seeing FPX here. Now, I've been loving seeing the Reyna on this map. I mean, look, if any of you watched NA, you saw what TENS can do on that. You saw what Element could do on Europe. You've seen so many other players showing the power of that sort of thing. But these two teams, I don't feel play to that style stylistically at all. So, again, a new look to it. Maybe a little bit slower, a little less... I guess you still got Sky, so you've got some burst potential in this. And I want to see what that Viper does. We've got a deep wall coming out towards the backside of A. It's maybe trying to kind of navigate through the readability of it if it was from the very start. I don't mind that approach at all. And Zipan going to capitalize on Draken being a little bit alone here, trying to play towards those back boxes. They've taken at least some side control, but not enough. Angel playing in well on the trades effectively. Zipan did go down, at least trying to capitalize on that. Now, going to pop a little bit of work towards the back of side to once again zone off some of these areas, but they aren't necessarily committing. They're walking away from this.
Yeah, they're going to pull all the way back.
With no eyes on this at all.
30 seconds left.
They've left Shao kind of lurking on A here, but he needs to show some presence to not... Here we go, he is going to show, and that's actually going to pull safe back, so that's huge. The fact that Shao shows presence that late, as you can see, has kept all three players on A site.
Now, but yeah, big timing on that. So, nice little fake, a very committed fake, and a dangerous one at that. It's certainly not over yet, considering Shao took a lot of damage. And the post plants are all going to be predominantly towards, you know, long there. They're not really playing active on site or trying to take space, maybe because they simply don't know the timing as to when these players could arrive. When did they start realizing that was a fake? For now, though, by Yellow, Angel as well, just sitting back on this. Spike taking great dink as well. That's going to kind of slow the roll a little here. See who's going to catch the cross. So Shao basically creating the crossfire, and that's a bit of a problem. They actually let Leo cross for free. That's not ideal, and you can see him trying to make up for it. Shao does well to find the two there eventually, even after that cross came in. But well played in the end. You can see the safety in the post plant. Something with Vipers we often say is very tricky once that spike is down to navigate around her if she is still alive. And for someone like Angel, this could be a really interesting look for him. And as said, Guild unable to do much. Shao, yes, he might let the first cross, but he dealt with the players on the side, which was probably the bigger fight to be had anyway.
Yeah, and again, Angel did burn one snake bite over on A, but you can see the second one was used post-plant there, so no surprises. Done the homework. Again, this isn't just chance being left on the board for us to go to Icebox. And actually, again, a nice little setup for the orb on A there to try and capitalize on a kill. Demasic just backing away on that reload, but not going to get punished for it initially. You're actually showing a little aggression here. The flash is perfect, actually. Demasic can't find the first, but he does eventually close out. Shallow's there to help him out. One more player left to deal with, and it's safe for the shorty.
Yeah. Bonkar's at A, so don't worry too much about him. You are right, it is just safe here. Just trying to find that final player. Still being methodical in approach too. They don't take needless risks. They'll still cross all the T's and dot all the I's. Spike in the hands of Angel going to be brought across. And this should be a safe, comfortable plant. Again, give them plenty of time for a post plant. I don't see any danger being garnered. Now they've fallen away from that B side where it was a little bit more congested. Bonkar gets found, and now the final player, sadly, is no man's land.
Out and slow approach there again. Guild trying to show a little bit of aggression to convert pistols. The shorty going for some B main control there. Back into this. Actually, FPX. Actually, I mean, not looking too bad. They've got 3 rifles on it. What's going to be the 4th with Angel as well. And that economy is looking fantastic, except for Demasic. Shao only 2 off the Hunter's Fury already. Shadow halfway to the Seekers.
Okay, new look coming in though. This looks like a mid piece. Maybe exploring down towards mid. There is going to be probably the jump peeking, if not just straight up facing this on the other side for this over. But you can see the wall's going to at least allow a little bit of a cross there coming out. And again, Angel using this in a very unique way, but it's safe being a little bit more unique with a double kill already. Volgar finds Angel. The trade's there eventually, but by now the numbers still looking pretty good for Guild in this, considering they have those 3 standing and a position's already been noted with 1. That's going to be think Shadow definitely spotted out with that spike, so Draken can slowly clear through, and once he does, there's no comfy post plant unless you do that. You find a kill now, and they do. Safe being caught off is a problem. They've managed to now create a bit of space, a little bit of room to play with. They're going to hit the brakes touch and just kind of clear as they go. They've still got 50 seconds here, and I'm liking how Angel is using Viper thus far. It's not in the kind of sense that we saw the likes of Fnatic using or some of the others who've already run this, so you know, those long walls that give away the game. He's using it in almost short distance, kind of creating just using it almost like a smoke pretty much at this point, but for the post plant it's even stronger, so I like that use from Angel for sure, but now, with 30 seconds, no one can spot this. The timing I don't think will be there for Draken walking.
Good.
Oh, he's seen it, he's seen it.
Yeah,
wow.
He did catch it.
Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah, straight away you can see Leo hit that rotate now. I don't think they can reach sight actually before. Let's see, the smoke's going to block. The
10 seconds left.
flash keeps him honest for the time being as well. So Shadow going to get the Seekers online. Whether or not they choose to use this here to secure this round. There you go. They get sent out.
Flash to follow as well.
Perfect. It's perfect.
So good. And where's that trade? Not there. Xiao's got his back. Shadow and Xiao brilliantly played. Again, the synergy between some of these players is incredible to watch. Lovely work, good use of the Seekers. And again, yes, maybe they could have won that 2v2, but why not 100% secure it? Why not invest into that one just to make sure no threats were there? Because, as we noted, Draken got a little more information than they would have liked.
For sure, this flash is just perfect to follow up on that. Yeah, I'm really loving seeing Sky get more usage. Just time and time again, and we're seeing some players really look at home on it as well. Again, now Guild down onto a scrappy purchase here. Bucky and a Marshall, flavor of choice over on B main. FPX, I mean, reverting back to what we kind of saw on map 1, right? Which is this slow, methodical approach, these fact-finding pushes in the early round. This time, working out much better for them. Nice box.
This slightly more flexible use of Viper is still going to keep my eyes trained towards this. Not afraid towards fighting in middle either. A bit of a heal coming in. One of the bonuses of Sky is it's a little bit more well-rounded. I'm glad the team's picked up on the Sky. I think all of us said, you know, she's going to be a very strong pick, a bit of an all-rounder even with that lane. Safe though, finding Demasic. Gonna have a couple more problems coming in, you're seeing. That would have been good, but he doesn't quite find it. Shadow does instead. And again, finding a couple of picks here is great, and I want to see what that Sage does towards middle.
A-site's completely open,
yeah,
actually.
But the spike's not there yet, and I was wondering if that Sage would walk mid to try and cut this off, but no. I guess they're waiting.
Dipan getting this deep already. He's actually going to catch a sound cue in the defense's spawn. We'll clean up Draken and going to reveal exactly what's going down here. So 3 members of Guild find themselves... okay. Well, Safe does trade it out, actually, with the Marshall. 6 HP, though. Leo, no heal for another 30 seconds, so... difficult to get this done. The equipment they've got. And again, that gives all the information over there exactly how they're going to try and re-aggress it. And actually missing the nade there, but yeah, Safe 6 HP. Just the explosion would have killed him there. Yeah, does find an upgrade, and yeah, we'll remove 1. Again, with the purchase here, expecting them to go and try and capitalize on that, or at least die out to the spike. Won't end up mattering.
1 enemy remaining.
Okay. That's 2,900 off the board for Xiao. Gonna make an awful lot of difference, but...
1 enemy remaining.
Just worth kind of being clean on that, I'd imagine. I don't think it was as necessary as considered, but we are kind of going back into this, and we are seeing, once again, that Odin come out. Full buy on both sides, but we're seeing that kind of buffer starting to build with FPX already on this 4-0 here coming in. And they're looking very... commendable on this. Again, when we roll back to what we've seen... Shut up, alright? I'm trying to not say it. How dare you? But they're actually fighting mid on both sides, and it's something we didn't see often from EU teams initially on this map. It was way more kind of site take heavy. NA looked a little bit more like they want to kind of flex in towards middle, kind of pressure through towards kitchen if they can. And it wasn't just a one-off. That was consistent if they felt that they could do it. And it looks like we're seeing a bit more of that here. The initial trade, of course, working out favorably towards Guild this time. But it's not the first time Angel's been looking for those fights. You've seen is kind of posted up here trying to keep control of this potential mid push, and it's got the eyes of pretty much 4 players from the defensive team now. Shadow's walking into a bit of a problem. There's a lot of players on the other side of this. Rez comes in. Shadow, though, finds Leo, but will they expect Yassine in this angle? No. Yassine's still going to keep this one somewhat safe. Oh, that looked so dicey. That was not quite what he imagined, I'm sure, and it doesn't quite do as much damage as he would have liked. But Draken, the timing! Oh, it could have been perfect, but he couldn't quite control it onto the other 2 players that were there. And again, you get focus, you get tunnel vision on mid. Those extremities, they will come and bite.
And actually, managed to slip past Xiao here, and Xiao going to immediately aggress onto... No way. Bonka, I was going to say, he's not been hard cleared here. He's going to find Xiao. Spike gets planted, and the lockdown invested as well here. Bonka finds a second. This is all falling apart for FPX here. Not clearing back sight. Zipan now going to play a little bit of aim training, but Yassine going to find it. That was strange to see. From Xiao in particular, again, Draken obviously catches some timing to be able to push all the way through to A main and flank mid, but the out zone came from back sight. So I'm not sure why they committed to the plant and didn't hard clear that. That was really strange.
I think this is FPX not being quite as not comfortable, but they're so well drilled on other maps. I couldn't imagine them getting flanked from A, you know what I mean? Like taking mid presence and then kind of not forgetting the extremities, but not accounting for them to the extent that Draken was able to. He could have maybe had 2 or 3 there. That's the scarier part. He got 1 and traded, but that could have been a lot worse. And in any other aspect, I normally feel that FPX will always have that. They are a very methodical team, very thinking, very smart in the way they approach it. Timeout coming in, not sure whose this is for. Maybe Tech. This feels a bit, you know, a bit early for calling tactical timeouts, but it seems they're back underway. But so far, I've got to say, Guild aren't looking too bad, but that kind of slow A take has been hard to handle. We haven't seen too many B takes as the initial kind of focus from FPX. We have seen that mid take as well, so I want to see what the overall look is for FPX.
Is it? I'm back into this as well, and the thing I always look to, especially with this situation we have with FPX not having an awful lot to go back on in terms of this map, is seeing what they do with these ultimates now. Obviously, we know like to make those fast plays around Zipan Showstopper, but one in particular, the Bonka are going to catch a tag with the Owl Zone there, but not able to actually follow up with the Hunter's Fury. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot more, unless you just go through and force the issue on A, it's difficult to really make a play around that Showstopper on Icebox. So...
Alright, safe. Let's see it. This could be so filthy too. Just gonna keep his head tucked down, be like, alright.
Doing his best Steel cosplay.
Oh, it's
worked!
worked!
Perfect.
Oh, it's worked! It's nasty and it worked. That shouldn't be on TV. If one of you wants to report that, say look after the watershed maybe. Bonkar's right there. Okay, so this is what we want to see. We want to see the depth of what FPX can bring. We haven't seen that B hit yet. We have a little bit of a late lurk towards middle. I think if that was slightly better timed with that crunch, that could have been nice, but Yassine's already on that. He's already watching this one. Straight away, boom. It is going to be Shadow outdoing him, but there's the next part of this is trying to get past these 3 players in here. Flash is certainly going to help matters. That could be a problem for Safe, for example, but on the flank, Shadow the 180, the backhand. Safe doesn't need to see him, but Shadow, how has this happened? How's he gotten this close and now on 1v2? This is feasible.
10 seconds left.
We've got to know to some degree that Leo's up here, but Draken's, he might have just inted this so hard. He had no need to be there on his own. Untradeable. As Xiaono goes hunting. I guess better to be the hunter than the hunted. He's trying to take the fight and he wins it! Xiao!
Oh my god. The slightest of openings and Xiao punishes Guild right there. Again, I love it. He's in a 1v2 again. Numbers advantage. We saw this situation post-plant on Split where numbers stacked against him, plays it aggressively, swings onto Draken, under tube, finds that kill, and then isolates the 1v1 again with Leo. That was textbook from Xiao.
I cannot believe Draken gave him the opportunity. I know he was trying to get there quickly, but they didn't have the full information on where Xiao would be, and Xiao just being, posturing up a little bit, kind of peacocking almost, willing to take that initial fight. He got exactly what he wanted. 5-1. That's going to be a little bit of a tough pill to swallow, I feel, for Guild. That's a bit of a tilter.
And that was even after, I mean, they threw the Showstopper and Angel's ultimate at that last round. Obviously, Angel's getting cancelled out immediately, and Zipan's ultimate not getting anything done. So to recover that round was massive.
What's the buy like as well for Guild here? I mean, I'm seeing a Sheriff, I'm seeing an Odin, I'm seeing... Okay, so it looks like 3 rifles and then 2 pistols. Not ideal, but it's manageable. But FPX, of course, way better equipped, unless maybe it's just the UI not switching over yet, which could be the case. But the side hit is coming through anyway. You can see the wall has been put into place here. Leo's going to find Zipan for free. No trade coming through just yet.
Actually, the second ping on that as well. Leo just going to charge onto site there. Angel, Demasec, and Angel once again. 3 kills in quick succession now. Guild find themselves at a 2v4. Onkar dealt with on backside. Safe, the last man standing. Odin in hand.
Look, I'm never going to say never, but... He's got one. Shout out.
He heard it. Yeah, he heard the Q on Demasec as well, so...
Yeah, but even part... Oh my god, he's got another. Okay, a 1v2 now. And there is tech... they should be able to both... It's not complimentary particularly. This is still scary, but... Yeah, they're gonna sit a little bit safer. You can see that post-plant position being picked up by Shadow there, just to make sure he's not within just, like, getting unlucky range.
Yeah.
Angel to take the fight, well controlled at the end. But it got... There was moments.
NT nonetheless. FPX go up 6-1. I have never seen this room before. And something new every day. But again, Guild, I mean, now with this repurchase the next round, that was a force. That was a force with the 2 rifles and the Odin. So yeah, that's another tough loss for Guild in terms of the round.
Scanning ahead.
Potentially, yeah, I mean, unless they can get anything done. Look at Guild though, they're looking to swarm through mid here.
Yeah, I mean, trying to maybe bring the pistols into an area where they can cause a bit of mayhem. Not a terrible idea. Get proactive in it, but you're gonna also potentially face this problem because FPX hold a deeper sort of default. Yeah, we've seen a couple of aliens, but more often than not it has been this, and greeted quite comfortably by Shadow on the other side.
FPX literally expecting that sort of play to come out, and the setup was perfect for a Zipan. Catch safe, just glance in the other direction. That's going to give them control of B site now. The wall up. It's going to block off the vision for them. Leo and Draken once again.
Last player
Sheriffs
standing.
to try and tap away, but Shadow to put the distance
Spike planted.
to his advantage.
Flawless.
And there you go, Shadow will find the 4th on the round.
nice.
Flawless round for FPX. And really, I mean, when Guild are making these decisions economy-wise, that's... take a look at FPX here. Yeah, the lowest being 3,600 on Angel. So they're going to be pretty comfortable for the next 2, potentially 3 rounds, depending on how many deaths come through.
How much are we reading into... So, again, where do we put Guild on the scale of confidence in this map as well? That's another factor that I guess we... Obviously, you're going to look at FPX because it's simply not within their wheelhouse traditionally, but would you say this is a solid map for Guild in your mind?
Scanning ahead.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking back, the one that stands out in my mind is Liquid gave them an absolute battering not so long ago. But yeah, you could... that was way back at Red Bull Homeground, actually. Seems like forever ago.
It does. Like, how is it that long ago now? But again, I think this is very hard to judge across the board. I'd love to see more of FPX on this map. I think that's the most exciting prospect, is getting to see what they have in mind. And it's a very different look, I'd say, and pace to what I've seen from other teams. And the amount of attention that they're already putting towards middle, I love. This constant, like, okay, we're going to keep check on you. If you're going to try and push this, you're seeing if you're trying to get in our face, we will continually try and pressure this. And now, after that pick towards middle, look how long those rotations are going to be towards A. We've got 2 players waiting patiently for what's coming their way, which is the entirety of FPX.
This as well. Again. Follow-up on the Seekers, not actually there initially. Again, a lot of distance to close down, but look at that. Zipan able to pinch Bonkar inside heaven.
30 seconds.
Zhao going to swing onto Leo as well. So both players on site challenging just way before the hit. Guild giving it all up there. I mean, as soon as the Seekers come through, there's almost no point challenging that. Safe. The longest spray I've ever seen with an Odin will pick up Zipan.
It's
But yeah,
ambitious.
it's really, really interesting decision making there. Like, Seekers come through, you know they're going to try and charge those down. Nice hit from FPX nonetheless, but seemingly minimal investment other than the Seekers Angel. Catch a glimpse, Shadow.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
For me,
Yeah, Guild looking a little shaky.
yeah, I kind of want a timeout from Guild. It looks like they've gone for it. I'm at 8-1. You need to find an answer because there's been dabbles of mid aggression. I think it's either commit or don't. They seem to be unable to control that A hit. I think that's the one thing. The amount of success that FPX are having on this A hit is hard to deal with. So you've got to then look at, okay, well, if we can't just take the 1-to-1 fight, we've got to look at another option, right? So maybe take that fast mid control or play up those extremities. But you have to obviously wait for those indicators to be shown because that default they're holding is pretty good for FPX. They've been able to catch most kind of just halfway aggression, that kind of play through mid that your scene's trying to get away with. It's not really working out on your own. You kind of need more behind it. As I said, we saw what happened when Draken got the timing right on it, potentially, but now their money's kind of in the bin. Guild don't have enough time to play with this.
You're absolutely right. The other thing, really, we've not seen... I mean, other than the save round where they pushed mid, there's no attempt from Guild to send out any feelers in the early round to kind of, I guess, grab some info on what FPX are trying to do. Because on the flip side of that, FPX are moving so slow in the early round that they would literally have to overextend to find that information. Again, with only Sova, it's a lot of pressure on that one person to find that. And actually, I mean, Leo playing over towards A, Bonkar over towards Kitchen, it's pretty deep.
This time, attention towards B long, it looks like, coming out from Guild. And I mean, the problem is the buy. If this was on a gun round, it might be something different, but we've got, as much as the Bucky does get brought into discussion, it's still probably not going to outdo 5 rifles, full utility being thrown their way. And FPX are just going to kind of send Guild back to a more standard hold. That's about as much as they can get done out of this, but it is all 5 players. Now you're going to see that Sova turn around. Xiao suddenly goes, I should probably be just a little cautious with that back. Has a check, but still going to progress forward. It's the cross now that will be the harder part of this. Couple of points of contact, but no connections yet.
30 seconds left.
Okay, it takes so long for them to find the first. 20 seconds left on the clock now. FPX running this one down. Leo will find one, but quickly dealt with. Xiao will clean it up. It's 2 left standing. You're seeing with a Bucky, Draken with a Marshall. Xiao will fall here.
Last player standing.
Nice headshot through the box there, though. Dean will fall.
No charges.
Yeah, he can't cross over to get that Vandal. Unfortunately, Shadow will clean it up, but FPX go 9-1 up. I've got to see something from Guild here. We've got a couple of ultimates online. I want to see a proactive play here to try and put the stops on, because, again, we're dealing with a similar situation.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it just becomes impossible, right? Against a team like FPX, if you are this much of a deficit, it's just a matter of time once the half switch comes through.
Okay, so it looks like the adjustment they want to go for is safe picking up the op, potentially. Now,
Placing swarm grenade.
I don't think how that plays into it. I guess it means that he feels like he's a little bit easier to dedicate himself towards that A site. And already that turret going to get contact with Zipan, force them back a little bit deeper, and again losing a lot of the information play. But Angel, you can't just do this in dribs and drabs. We've seen it before. You've seen tried this the last couple of rounds. It's not just as, well, I'll just win the fight. You need more to take that mid control if they're holding this deep default. You seen?
What?
Oh.
Rosa.
Rosa, please. Oh,
Literally went.
that through him. That went through him.
Yeah, it went through his face.
Man, that's rough. I mean, but again, you can't half-heart these things, I think, especially against FPX when they're playing a really well-rounded style. I don't think we've seen Viper being super integral. I think it's very complementary to what FPX want to do. But again, I don't think it's the biggest selling point. They look very well versed in this. So far, Demasic does manage to find safe, so that's kind of the site under wraps. Leo's still hanging around a little close, but the trade's effective for Shadow, always within range. And look at the scoreline. It's a disaster for Guild at this point. They've lost all that momentum, and that brilliance that we saw before has just kind of fallen to the wayside. And again, this is one thing. As much as people go, oh, no, look at oh god. I mean,
of course, that's the replay we show.
Riot sat there just sweating like, skip this one, skip it. I'm kidding. But no, I mean, this is the thing. As much as I know that the fanboys are on the desk and be like, look how great Viper is. Look at Angel. Oh, he's so smart. That's exactly how they sound, of course. I don't want to.
It was Mitch, right?
It was. I'm glad you got it.
It was uncanny.
It was good. I've been working on that. It's something I've been working on, and I like seeing Angel playing this in a new way as well. It feels a little bit more, a little less predictable, and I think he's already addressed some of my critique towards its potential predictability when we've seen him in the past, kind of being like, "We want to go to this site." Just chill out here, and by the time you try and double pump somewhere else, you have no wall, right? It's just like, but I promise you in the post plant I'm useful. Angel's using it a little bit more, almost kind of reactively, or like quicker, right? He's using smaller portions, and I like that. Again, do I think another agent can do it? Sure, but I like seeing Angel showing this off on a map that looks good. I mean, he's not popping off. It's the Shadow show right now, and Shao's been certainly well within the mix.
That's the thing. Usually when we see a Viper come out for a team as a pocket pick, so to say, it's like the crutch of their playstyle, right?
Yes.
It's like the crutch to their strategy, and right here, I mean, it's fairly bread and butter FPX, to be honest with you. There's no real flair to it.
All right, we're back in. Guild, I hope they've been able to maybe, I don't know, fix up whatever the issues are, but at this point, 10-1, and even the 1 didn't look that convincing. I mean, this one is a little unfortunate, because I think you're once again seeing what Guild can be, and then where Guild need to work on it still. I think that's as simple as it is. FPX, I'd still consider some of the strongest in Europe, towards, the top 2, top 3 at worst. These guys are incredibly strong, and their map pool is now looking deeper. And this is such a huge thing now for every other team going, oh, so we now have to run a full veto against them. We don't get one free map out of it. Okay. So, huge statement to be made here in potentially this game, but it's a 10-1 for now. The slowest site take is on the way.
Backed up, and I see a preemptive lockdown here set in place by Safe. Hunter's Fury going to quickly deal with it, though. Average Jonas cringing in chat, I'm sure. No shock darts used on that one, but Arkan comes through. Zipband will fall on sight, and there we go. The trades good initially. Demasic finding that one brings it to a 4v4 now. Still a couple of ultimates on the board here for Guild, but they're invested in Angel actually going to throw down his... to try and get some control here.
Yeah, great idea too. This just keeps that site even safer, even though there's a couple of threats still on deck. Shadow now being very kind of conscious of
Seekers.
The back flank, and it works well. Seekers, yes, they are out and about if needed at this point. Shadow has them available. I don't see a pop just yet either. Now it's gone down. Shadow now trying to get invested, but it's a trade out, a 1-for-1 so far. The ultimate's gone down because so has Angel.
What?
And maybe there's life in them yet. It's down to just Shadow though, and this man has been stepping up and delivering, but timing's going to be a factor. Where is that spike? He's above him! The adjustment's good, but Draken has the time and gets Guild a second on the board.
Yeah, a little weird. As soon as the Seekers are thrown out, Angel actually fell, so it gave them that massive safety net almost to maintain control there. And that's an interesting combo as well. The Seekers inside the Viper ultimate. We don't see that very often. Yeah, I can't help but feel it's pretty OP. Yeah. Unfortunately, not able to convert that one. Shadow readjust in front of this kill above him was something as well. Fortunately, Draken holds strong, finds the third on the round. And 2.5 though. That's, I mean, we can't have the same 3 conversations we had in the previous map once again. It's it's tough.
Yep. I'm very much there with you. Let's see what they can do, though. Guild, do you want this one to, at least when you look back on, your various websites with all the statistics, you go, oh, that wasn't a terrible game. Or do you want Xiao to just fly at you? In tow, of course, with Zipham, but both of them facing Guild, getting a bit of a rude awakening here, going, wait, but you let us take a lot of space. Can we do that? We let you guys get real close to the site. I want to do that as well. FPX not so keen on it, and they have felt out this bit of a play coming. Interesting work as well from Angel on the defensive side to just slice through this map as well, or at least the site, to kind of create a wall that's quite hard to work through. Now already you've got the Omen on the other side. Keeping a little bit of a look. Draken now considering, okay, is there a flank coming on? And they will re-aggress probably once that wall gets dropped.
Indeed, though. Ooh, my word, that's a spot from Dimasic. Draken playing all the way under spawn ramp will lose his life. And actually, after finding that, he's set up on the A side of that ramp. So Dimasic already going to hit this preemptive rotate. You can see Angel, the one-way lined up on B lane. No pressure that side whatsoever. They can hold this setup for the time being.
30 seconds left.
Oh no, this is awkward. This is really awkward.
Shadow still gets safe as well. It's 20 seconds. Where's that spike? It's in the hands of Leo. Shadow's there as well. And the time's just dwindling. This is horrific to watch. Keep in mind, yes, they might won, but Shadow's got the perfect position. There goes the spike. It's down 7 seconds. You got 3 players to now find Bonker. Put a fork in it. This game's done.
Yeah, and there with the loss and no plant and the 2 kills, it's difficult here. I mean, if it's me, I'm forcing back in, but
yeah,
it's like that's going to be the decision here. Marshall, Frenzy, Spectre, Frenzy. Not Bonker goes no utility in a. Oh, he's going to go all util actually. I don't know if he's got a weapon behind that classic and the UI hasn't updated, but. Ghost, actually.
All right, 11-2, we go again. Guild, how many rounds can you run this? Looks like they want to go for that A piece again. You still have Zipan over here, and last time around he did have support, and this time he doesn't even need it in the form of a player. He's got his Boombot to help out. Shadow is there. Zipan goes down, somewhat similar to the previous round, but look at Chow now trying to re-aggress. That's a little messy at the start, but mates up for it in the end, and now look at what's remaining. FPX are going to take all these fights. This is scrappy. This looks like, I've got to say, Guild look mentally checked out here, and yes, Draken can do some damage and maybe put on a show. As we know he can! This is exactly where Draken is able to hit shots. The periphery, alright? Straight in front? No, no. The extremities? Yes. Now Angel, going to shut him down. That is 12 on the board, and Guild running out of options now.
Match point.
Yeah, I mean, have run out, to be honest. That was the force back in, and now FPX on map and series point here. Yeah, this is tough. It's again, this is what FPX want, right? They want their enemies to make desperation plays. They want it to be sloppy because that structure is so strong for them. Right here. It's where FPX really shine.
Oh, Leo, hello.
Okay. Well, yeah, there you go. There's the desperation play.
Look, at one point when you play deathmatch, you will potentially win it, and just the run mid seemed to have worked. Now it is a 2v3, and Xiao and Zipan are left. The thing is, Xiao's not in necessarily a bad position. Neither Zipan. They found Leo, so this kind of now leaves them a little surrounded, and look where that spike is.
How has this come to a 2v2?
It's probably
a 3-for-1 trade initially.
Yeah, Zipan's just potentially won this, and Draken now, he's got 20 HP. FPX are just flexing their muscles. There it is. Xiao to close down, and FPX 13-2. The final map. A lot of conversation was put towards, okay, can FPX play